So the next... All right. So we're going to go through the Impact pay-per-view real quick. So Impact pay-per-view did happen. It was an emotional night for Tommy Dreamer, emotional package, because it's his 50th birthday. Looking back on his life and his career, I will say that I have been a fan of Tommy Dreamer most of my life. I have enjoyed many of the things that he's done. Your thoughts on Tommy Dreamer? Take it or leave it? Okay. So, Tenille Dashwood versus Triple XL versus Decay.
Raven was better.
No. See?
That's Raven kicking in the door right now, agreeing with me.
So, Tenille Dashwood and XL versus Decay. Taurus does a huge power slam into the middle of the ring and gets the victory. Decay wins. Second match, Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder, got it this time, versus Brian Myers and Hernandez. Brian Myers has paid Mexi Big Mac. What is Hernandez's Mexi nickname? Supermax. Yeah. So Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona versus Brian Myers and Supermax because he's paid off Hernandez. Brian and Myers get the win after Cardona uses the exposed turnbuckle to get the 3 count. Backstage, Private Party and Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy says the other teams have been stealing from them, and tonight they become champions. Diener versus Jake something. When I first wrote this up, who the hell's Jake something? We know that it's cousin versus cousin. Jake hits the black hole slam for the 3 count, but immediately gets attacked by Eric Young. Jake wins the match. Then we have a triple threat revolver match. The hell's a triple threat revolver match, you ask? Well, it's with 3 people in the ring, and when someone gets eliminated, another person comes on until we've gone through everybody, and then it's and then it's the first winner. So there's always 3 people in the match. Tiring. So, Daivari, Suicide, Willie Mack, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, John Alexander, Trey Miguel, and Blake Christian. Go ahead.
It's got to be really weird for the companies because, contracts are booked with X amount of dates for payouts and stuff like that. So they probably have to pay out X amounts regardless of dates. I would assume they probably have, and then they have their back downside guarantee for over amount and things like that for it. So it's got to be really weird right now because I keep asking myself, why are there so many matches involving 26 fucking guys on the roster when 2 of these guys would work?
Right.
Any 2 of these guys would work. I assume it's because they have contracts that say they're booked for X amount of dates. So instead of paying them to do nothing, they're going to pay them to show up and do something.
So, real quick, Trey, Blake, Suicide start. Suicide's eliminated. Chris Bay shows up. Blake's eliminated. Daivari shows up. Daivari's eliminated. Josh Alexander shows up. Chris Bay's eliminated. Willie Mack shows up. Ace Austin, Willie Mack gets eliminated. Ace Austin comes in. Now you have the 3 people in the match. Josh Alexander wins. Josh Alexander used to be part of the tag team from the North. Mm-hmm. Then you have the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Fire and Flava versus Havoc and Nevaeh. Havoc dominates both women, throws them into the corner, misses a big splash right into the chair, steals, hits a cutter on Nevaeh for the 3 count. Flavor and Flav win. Havoc and Nevaeh, not looking happy at each other, leave the ring separately. Rich Swann is interviewed backstage, says tonight's his night, and if Moose gets involved, he's going to be suspended. Impact X Division Championship, TJP versus Rohit Rojai. TJP hits the Flying DDT Frog Splash, wins 3 count. And we have Deonna Perez, Kimberly, and Susan versus Jordan Grace, Jazz, and ODB. Jordan Grace, Jazz reverse. Susan goes to roll up Jazz, but then Jazz reverses into the STF. Susan taps out. So Jordan Grace, Jazz, and ODB win. Deonna Purrazzo's team does not win.
Oh.
Sorry, Kev.
There goes some points on it. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my NXT Takeover notes real quick, and I'm trying to figure out why I wrote off a capital R ape due to NXT by question mark.
I don't know. When I get to my notes, I'll look. Impact Tag Team Championship, the Good Brothers versus Private Party versus the Machine Money Guns or whatever. Quinn hits a shooting star press on Storm. Looks like Private Party's going to win. Then Anderson throws Quinn out and steals the pin. The Good Brothers win. Hardy yells at the Private Party out on the pay side. Then we have the main match. Rick Swann versus Tommy Dreamer for the Impact World Championship. Handshake to start. Swann kicks Dreamer in the face. Then another. Swann goes to the top. Hits the Phoenix Splash for the 3 count. Rich Swann wins this match, as he should. The match went... no idea how long. What? Well, you knew Tommy Dreamer was going to win this match.
Honestly, I thought at this point they would have given it to him because he turned. So, but the question I have for this is like, I don't know if I should be upset that this is the main event and they did this, or that I should be grateful for the fact that they made their champion look good of the fact that
they have to.
50-year-old man didn't last longer than 3 minutes against.
Oh no, I don't know how long the match. I think the match lasted a while. I have abbreviated notes.
Okay.
No, it was a normal. I just don't know how long exactly it lasted.
Okay. Anyway, so that's your main event for Impact.
So Rich Swann does win, and as soon as the match is over, Rich picks Dreamer, gives him hands him the belt. They do the handshake again, sign of respect. You have 2 faces. It's the way you end it. And then Moose attacks Swann and Dreamer, and then the show ends with Moose holding up the championship. He's going to get his due. Now, we roll into Vengeance Day pay-per-view.
I was trying to see if I could find out how long the match was. Either way, screw it. We can do this in 15, right?
We're doing well on time.
Okay. I just don't understand why I had to have had like a mental breakdown. Like
I wrote due.
No, that says the other thing. That says great, babe. Yeah. I don't know what I was writing here. Either way, a rare date to NXT. A rap to open NXT by question mark.
Oh.
Because they had a rapper doing a rap about NXT where he literally rapped about what was going to happen in the matches and stuff like that. And I wrote down, I imagine that was not an easy task for him.
As you know, where I don't get to see some of these things because I don't always have...
If anybody knows who this guy was, it was not Bad Bunny. I can tell you that much. It was not Bad Bunny. And you know what? I'm starting to rescind my comments I made on our show several weeks ago about I'm glad that they're introducing hip-hop and rap into wrestling. Get actual fucking rappers.
Not Bad Bunny.
Not Bad Bunny.
So
who apparently is fucking huge, by the way. Like, we don't know who he is, but like I brought him up. Other people do. And he's got a ton of stuff. He's won a Grammy. He was at the Super Bowl, all kinds of stuff. But he's Latin American, and it's one of those things like where like it's like you're big on Mars. Like nobody knows who you are, but you're big, right?
Hey, The Weeknd was big. I didn't know shit about them.
I knew The Weeknd was. Yeah, I agree. The Weeknd's awesome. That performance was kind of weak, man.
I thought all of it. I don't like The Weeknd. I didn't like the
Match 1, Raquel and Dakota versus Shotzi and Ember. Ember and Shotzi actually look like a legit tag team. They have matching outfits. They look good. Why is Dakota the babyface in peril during this entire match? So the babyfaces make a tag. The ref says, no, I didn't see it, so it doesn't count. Ember gets angry with the ref, so Dakota has time to tag out to Raquel. The story of the match is that how do you stop Raquel from destroying you? The answer to that is you beat up Dakota. Why is Dakota the heel, a babyface, in peril throughout the entire match? This made no fucking sense. Raquel destroys everyone when she gets back in the ring. Now Dakota gets back in. Her leg that has been destroyed the entire match is magically fine. She forgets to sell her leg. This match falls apart. They go everywhere. The ref has no control at all. He gives up trying to count countouts or anything at all. Shotzi gets destroyed at the end of it. Winner Raquel and Dakota. This was a 2-star match. Shotzi, your breakout NXT female star of 2020, was pinned again.
So, that match did go 17 and a half minutes long. My notes, Kaya sucks. Why? She's going to hurt someone. Shotzi can't remember how to do her own top rope move. She actually has to, like, readjust herself 3 times. You could clearly see Ember and Raquel talking to each other. Like, there's a shot of them, like, and then you're going to, like, even Dad's like, I have bad eyes and I can see them talking.
And you know the sad thing is they probably looked up and they were like, what are they doing? Like, how are we going to get out of this?
So many misses by Kaya. So many botched moves. 2-0. This could have been so much more. Like, had Ember... I I just
This was not.
Ember was the only one that was trying in this match.
I would say Shotzi was trying. It's just trying for what? Trying for what? She's lost every fucking match she's had since before War. She lost War Games. They even said she won War Games. No, she didn't. She lost War Games. So this was fucking terrible. Match 2: Kushida versus Johnny the Wrong Way Gargano for the North American belt. Now this, on the other hand,
was a takeover match.
I did not see this coming. So Johnny is on the way to the ring, and Loomis runs up behind and kidnaps Theory with straight up ether on a rag.
I didn't get to see this. I saw this. I actually saw this on Raw or SmackDown during the take when they showed it. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
I didn't even get to see it.
It was actually shot really well because they're walking down the hallway, and essentially Johnny is with the group, and he's hyping them up like they're doing the jump around in a circle, like
Kushida on 3.
Yeah, and they go down there and they're charging off, and Austin is going, yeah, and then all of a sudden into the frame, you just see Loomis, rag, boom, and he's gone. Right? I did not think of it cool. And then they get out there. It was like it's stupid because he literally ethered the man, but it was shot very well, right? So they get to it, and then Johnny's like, "Hey, what the fuck is Austin? Go find Austin." They don't come back. Now, I want you to keep that in mind because, unfortunately, the ending of this is where I'm going to have some issues with all of that, okay? Kushida is doing everything to Johnny, and Johnny is actually feeding him really well. Kushida goes an arm, Johnny gives him an arm. Kushida goes to a leg, Johnny gives him a leg, and it looks like they're legitimately going back and forth with each other in a good hammer-style wrestling match.
Selling, transitions.
Everything about this was good. Everything Kushida was doing is good. The only thing I don't like is Johnny doesn't have zero facial. Like, he has zero facials when he's doing stuff, right? But they work the arm. And Johnny starts selling the arm. Mm-hmm. And I was actually kind of surprised at what Johnny was doing because Johnny would, like he would hook Kushida up, and then he would switch Kushida over, and you would see him kind of shake his arm out a little bit and try and go back to stuff. And Wade was calling it of, he's got no feeling. He's trying to shake it out, right? So Johnny's keeping in track with what he's doing, right? Like, this was doing good. Top rope tornado suplex into a tornado DDT. Holy shit. This was awesome.
I wrote the twisting second rope suplex. Wow.
So this was great. The only thing I have to ask is, why was Gargano made to look like $1 million and a fighting champion in this match? Because Austin was gone, the girls were gone, and he took Kushida on legit one-on-one in a 3.5-star match, and Johnny was the one who comes out the winner. So why was Gargano made to just look like fucking the shit in this match?
So, well, I'm going to guess 2 reasons. One, he's Johnny Takeover.
Okay, yeah.
So Johnny Gargano has not ever had a bad match on NXT. And I think that...
On Takeover.
On Takeover, yeah, on Takeover. And I think that Johnny was like, look, creative, I know that you want me to do some schmozzy whatever, but come on, man, I can't do this. And here's what he's going to sell. He's like, look, I beat Kushida with no help. I sent them away, and I still did it. And then he can just swarm on the heel.
I mean, I guess the point is maybe they just... The thing that I would have liked about this is that...
It sold Kushida.
It did. It's just... Kushida would have been the first
Wish he would have won.
Asian North American champion that they've ever had in the entire history of this belt, okay?
I think Kushida still gets it eventually.
I think Kushida will get it eventually, but maybe they just want to keep Loomis, Kushida, and Gargano in play because they know that's a good, solid mid-carder match. And kind of like how somebody on the internet said, it's like, I don't hate Johnny, but I don't like him either. So him having a great match is really good, and it did make me, it made me enjoy this match because, honestly, anytime Gargano comes out, I'm just like, oh, fuck, here we go.
So my favorite part of the match, though, because you didn't touch on it, was when Johnny threw him over the rails, over by the announcers.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm done with this. I'm going up the ring. And he starts walking up the ring, and then Kushida comes all the way from the outside, runs down the ring,
and
kicks his arm.
Yep.
Like, I legit believe you could break someone's arm that way.
Yeah. No, this was a
4-star
hell of a
match. 4-star match.
I gave it 3.5. This was a hell of a match, guys. Like, I was super, super impressed with what Johnny was able to do in this match. Match 3, MSK versus the Grizzled Young Vets for the Dusty Cup Championship.
I honestly wrote, I don't care.
I wrote down, oh fuck, here we go. He's got a mic. Gibson.
Me and Dad actually physically fast forward through most of this match, so you're gonna have to tell me what happened.
Honestly, this was a damn good match. Like, this was okay. Gibson did a dive over the turnbuckle out to the outside, which was really, really cool. I
mean, they got.
I wrote down actually, like, I wrote that this is the thing earlier. I was like, he probably needs to dump Carter, and then I wrote down, no, he has zero personality. He can't sell. He can't do anything. His facials are terrible. Like, he needs Carter to do something. Carter gets super mad. He hawks up in the middle of the match, which is kind of dumb. But they basically were trying to plug it as, you know, we haven't seen enough of these guys to know their personality as like stoner, like laid back, douchebag kind of guys. So the announce team was kind of throwing a lot of this in there. They were telling us Carter's history, his father, all of this stuff, and you know, he hawks up, starts smacking himself in the face. He literally says on the mic, "Fucking fight me," like to this guy, like audibly picked up on the camera, which was kind of weird that they let that go through. This actually was not bad, except for the fact that MSK did the stupid MSK spot where he does the flip, but one of the Grizzled Young Vets was laying down, and so he literally pushed him over top of the guy who was laying down onto the next guy. So he literally did a monster jam move where he jumped the truck over the car.
Got it.
They keep thinking of new ways to do this spot, and I hate it every single time. Doomsday Device to the outside. Holy crap, that was awesome. I honestly gave this 3.5 stars.
Really?
And I hate myself.
Maybe I gotta go back and watch it,
but go back and watch this and tell me what you think, and let me know if I was just super jazzed from the Kushida Gargano match from it. But I saw more from both of these guys and don't get me wrong, the match doesn't start great,
right?
But as the match starts to go on, and I will never forgive the stupid MSK backflip spot. But as they go through the match and they do stuff, it actually was pretty good.
Well, I mean, the main event did not start the best either.
Yes.
But it's
so what you need to do though is you need to go out of your way and you need to watch the Cameron Grimes hip hop I'm rich bitch to the moon. Oh my god!
Grimes playing him money.
This was so good. Like, I hate this fucker. It was so good. They had a hip-hop song playing, and they intercut his dialogue with the song of him going, to the moon. It was so good. Match 4, Mercedes Martinez versus Toni Storm versus Io Shirai for the women's belt. The ladies... man.
Tony's butt, though.
Man, oh man. They get in a fight before the bell. Toni flips her fucking hair. Io does a curb stomp onto Toni. I wrote down, ouch, that looked brutal. Toni does a turnbuckle buckle German suplex that actually gets turned into a double stomp. So Toni gets German suplexed by Mercedes off the turnbuckle, which looked cool. But they stacked it up pretty much where they did that stupid spot where they like to have the girl jump off the turnbuckle and hit the girl who's stuck in the ropes. It looks like shit when Paul does it. But this spot actually made it look sense because the idea was Mercedes took her back and was there and then was pulling herself up as Io jumped off into the spot.
So I wrote, Martinez is Hispanic, so she must do the Three Amigos.
Yes.
And then Martinez is legit strong. And I hate that they had to do the Hispanic rope move because I've only ever seen El Belcho Del Rio or what's the other real big Mexican wrestler? They did it on Lucha Underground all the time. I have no way to call it than like I call it the Randy bump.
Yeah.
This is a Hispanic move. It's always done with some Hispanic person doing the double stomp.
Doing the upside down with the jump off double stomp on it, which is kind of
because nobody would hold themselves.
So unfortunately, though, there was a spot where there was supposed to be a table spot.
Dad,
and the table said nope.
Dad laughed for a minute straight. So she's clearing the stuff off. Yeah. She clears it off. We've seen wrestlers do it.
Toni Storm goes to do there's a whole bunch of crap on there and goes to swipe it. And when
Boop!
And the table just goes, it like rocks and then drops and falls apart. And Tony just kind of looks and puts her hands on her hip, and she's like, well, I'm going to have to improvise out of this. And then basically, like, it's clear what was kind of supposed to happen.
But
her and Mercedes are just like, for a second, it looked like they were just going to say fuck it and do the spot onto the broken table.
They did.
And then they were just like, nah, whatever.
And then Wade sold. Did you hear how Wade sold it? Oh, they must be wobbly from the MSK match.
Yes, Wade tried to sell this so hard.
Somebody pulled the pin early.
I felt so bad for these gals for this happened. Because then Io climbed up onto the lighting rig and did a dive off the lighting rig onto the two girls.
I wonder if that was supposed to be where they landed on that.
I think she was supposed to go through the table on that. The girls all get their finishers in, which is pretty good. Mercedes is laying down on the ground. Tony is trying to do her thing. Oh, excuse me. And then
the flying headbutt, it looked good.
Yeah, she did a flying headbutt. She did the bomb, which looked great. As she's going over to do the roll-up for the pin, off comes from the top rope from the side camera.
And if you watch it carefully, the cameraman accidentally picks up just a little bit of the red on her knee into the frame, and you get it ruined. Other than that, the cameraman was a little off.
The shot was fine, except for the fact that she landed on Tony, who was coming off of Martinez, and it looked like she drove Tony's knee directly into Mercedes' knee, and Mercedes looked like that hurt like shit because she was grabbing her knee pretty hard on that. Winner Io Shirai, 1, 2, 3 in the middle on Mercedes. This was a 3-star match. The girls worked really fucking hard.
I wrote 3.5.
The only problem I wrote down is who beats Io.
That's the question.
Who beats Io now?
Taya Valkyrie is now part of the NXT universe. She signed last week.
Yes. So, I mean, that's it. Taya Valkyrie is the only person who can take the belt off of her because Ripley's gone. Raquel, maybe, but I don't see them putting the belt on Raquel.
Raquel doesn't have enough personality.
No, Raquel, and Io's amazing. The only thing I can think of is are they going to send Bianca back down to NXT for the challenge?
That doesn't make sense.
Which we'll talk about. All right, anyway, moving past this. Pre-tape.
A Knight.
Eli Drake.
No. L.A. Knight. Triple H has gone on record to say, when he was in developmental, I knew he was special, and I knew he would eventually come back. He spent, as you like to say, a cup of coffee. He spent a cup of coffee and a cinnamon roll.
He was there for a year, I think, before he disappeared. And so Eli Drake, who is now under the name of L.A. Knight, comes out. He cuts a great promo. He was on the pre-tape. They do his contract signing for him. He is now signed to NXT.
Dude has so much charisma.
Honestly, I never bought Eli Drake in TNA for a while, and then once he got better after a little while, and then when he went to NWA, I was sold on him. And
his charisma.
What was his name? Magnus? Whoever.
Magnus TA.
Yeah. Him and Magnus, all that stuff that they did together, I'm actually excited to see what they're going to do for...
what was his name in WWE? Chris...
I don't fucking know. Yeah. Either way, because his big thing is he would point at the turnbuckle and go, Eli Drake. So he came out and he did a nice thing where he goes, L.A. Knight. So I'm like, oh, they kept his shit. Good.
He also had this thing with Dummy.
Yeah.
Dummy!
Yeah, that was pretty good. Match 5, Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship belt. The zombie ref has grown his beard back and now remembered how to ref.
This match went 25 minutes and 24 seconds, and I cannot believe Dave did not. He graded 2 AEW matches, but did not rate any of these matches.
Okay, so a couple notes to take away from this is the announce team referred to the Conor McGregor shoulder thrust shots that he caused him to win recently, and I wrote down, no, that was a fucking year ago, January. He lost in January. So, holy crap. Stomp into the triangle choke looked really cool. And then I don't. This is such a hard. I didn't have a ton of notes for it.
Well, it's because it was just.
I was so dialed in to watching this, except for the fact of Petey, do me a favor.
Stop.
The other people in my house can't watch you, and they can't respect you. And they can't enjoy your match to what I see that you're doing because you're fucking orange.
You're lying.
Unless you have jaundice, you don't look like this.
And you looks like somebody spray painted you because your lines are uneven.
You're British. Just be British.
They have like globs and goops.
I'm so sorry to say this too, man. You've got some gnarly fucking acne scars on your face, dude. And you've got this long, kind of greasy looking hair. And like my wife and Sean are sitting there watching that and I go, it just looks like he smells bad. Like I can smell him through the TV. And I know you're probably a really put together, very clean cut, very professional gentleman, man. But you looking like you're dying of jaundice takes the norms out of the match. Because Jesus, fuck, this was a 4.5-star match that you put on with Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Damn.
Back when, if you want to see how Pete Dunne can look and look respectful, when him and Tyler Bate.
Yeah, him and Tyler Bate.
His hair was clean, and he looked different when he took the ponytail out. And
yeah, and you know, I like
the whole.
I like the singlet thing. I like the mouthpiece thing. There comes a part where Finn rips his mouthpiece out.
Before we get there. So, Dunne, relentless with the arm. Working the arm, working the arm, working the arm. He kept his head between his legs for probably 10 of the 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Working it. And the first 10 minutes of this match are just like, I get the story. I understand. I've been a wrestling fan long enough that I understand the story. But if someone just came in and watched this match, they'd be like, this shit's boring. But it wasn't because it's a physicality thing.
It was straight up an old school ground and pound wrestling match of just hammers and locks and manipulations and catches and submissions and grinding of just... It literally was a grinding match.
And then Balor starts dissecting Doom.
Yes, that was a flip that I didn't see coming. I honestly didn't think that this was going to feed out that way. I thought they were going to make him the babyface in peril. But no, Finn gets pissed and starts taking it right back to Doom, and it's just nailing him in the knees. And just taking his leg non-stop.
There was one part of this match, I don't know if you noticed this or not, and it's, you have a live crowd at NXT.
Yeah.
It's the only place you have a live crowd in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And they are loud. But you could audibly hear when they turned down the fake noise and added the real crowd noise, you could hear the difference. And I was like, hey, has there been fake crowd noise all night? Or is it just for the main event? And I go, I can't remember hearing it before.
Yeah.
But it would get loud, and then they would do something amazing, and maybe it's because the first 10 minutes was rest holds, but they were still into it, and they started like, go, dude, whatever. And then they turned down the fake crowd, and that was the only thing that got to me.
So I guess, I think I read an article or something, I think it was The Miz or somebody was essentially saying, if they just allowed 30 people in the building at Tropicana, that it would change the entire dynamic of the show.
It works for AEW. It really does work for AEW.
Well, as we post up on our social media that you can check out on the Facebook page, WWE's got to be out of Tropicana in April. They're going to have to find a new home.
It's March.
Oh, March, yeah.
Spring training.
Because they are coming in to use that building. So, either way, man, I mean, this was and then at the end of it, so he rips out his mouthpiece. I wrote down, yuck, COVID. And then he kicks Doom right in the fucking face. And then he does the coup de grace. And then he does the 1916. Finn literally had to hit him with everything to put him down. This made Pete Dunne look like $1 million. It made Finn look like $1 million. This is a 4.5-star match. I honestly could have maybe gone to 5. Go watch this match.
Dad was like, that match was for you.
Go watch this match. This is an amazing wrestling match. And then what happens next?
So, before we go to what happens next, you had 5 matches. And if it weren't for the Dusty Cup, this would have been a 4-star show. But
the Dusty Cup put those fuckers a little bit over for me. I mean, really,
you did.
The women's Dusty Cup match was just trash. Right. Everything else was pretty good.
So after match, Balor could barely stand.
Balor's selling his fingers. He gets up the ramp and he can't do the Bullet Club because Pete's been snapping and twisting and working on his fingers and bending his knuckles back. So he's like,
that was.
I mean, he's like Doctor Strange after the car wreck, just mangled.
Dad goes, well, looks his fingers are fine. I go, no, Dad, he's supposed to be pointing the guns. He can't.
Yeah, he can't do the shot, and he's just like.
And then here comes the rest of
So Loughran and Birch come out, and they nail Finn from behind, and they proceed to beat the fuck out of Finn. Pete Dunne gets back up, proceeds to beat the crap out of Finn. Out comes the Undisputed Era. Everyone scatters. O'Reilly checks on Finn. He extends the hand to Finn. Cole and Roddy are seen talking in the background while they're doing this. And then Finn in Undisputed Era as they line up, and he steps up with all the guys, and he's kind of looking around, and they're throwing the symbols, and Finn kind of goes to do the thing, and then I wrote down, nope, Adam Cole super kicks him right in the fucking face, and O'Reilly spins him around, what are you doing, what are you doing? And Adam Cole super kicks him right in the chest, because he didn't get him, he got him like in the shoulder right here, as opposed to up in the chin, nails him, and Roddy goes, what are you doing? And Finn goes, done with it. And he walks off, and Roddy is stuck looking at Finn and O'Reilly, and he's looking back at Cole.
Walks off.
Cole walks off, and Roddy's stuck there like, I don't know what to do. I don't understand what's going on. And Cole's basically like, I figure the story is, Cole's like, look, you didn't fulfill the prophecy. You didn't get the job done. We've been so busy dealing with your bullshit that we got cost the Dusty Cup because of Loughran and all them. And now you're going to come down here and drag us into this crap when we're supposed to be taking his title from him. You know, I'm Adam Cole, baby. This is not the Finn Balor show. This is the Adam Cole show. Because the only reason Adam Cole and them were seen as babyface was because of the COVID situation, them coming back with Pat McAfee. Mm-hmm. So Adam Cole is saying, no, we're fucking heels. Let's be heels. Like, I don't know what tomorrow's show is going to look like. The only thing I know is that I got points on the board.
Undisputed Era has been a team since 2017. In AEW, was it? Or NXT?
2000 Domination, 2019, 2020. Scroll up to the top.
Oh yeah, they've been there since 2017. They've been a team together for 4 years.
Yeah, which I mean, at this
nobody does this anymore.
At this point, it's probably getting time to start breaking some guys off. But, you know, the only thing is
Bobby Fish is
gone. Roddy Strong can go anywhere, in my opinion. I'm sorry, Kyle. I like you, but you're NXT delegated, and Adam Cole is probably the only one who can go up to the main roster at this point, and he's got the biggest support. So we have 20 minutes to get through Raw.
Easy.